I'm going to give a couple of minutes for some people to get inside here. We do have some major things happening across the world right now. We see a major event in the building at this moment between Israel and Lebanon. We're moving a lot of military assets over to the U.S. military. As we had just stepped out and we said that we were going to back them. Basically, no matter what happens in that region, we will go to hell for Israel no matter what. We will rain fire down on Israel's enemies. It is going to happen. Hey, afternoon, Abizi and GMC. So we were just out here doing some shooting practice. We were putting some lead down range, and I think that that's an important part of getting ready no matter where you're at, is getting your defensive measures in place. One of the big things that everyone misses out on, whether you're a seasoned prepper or you've been doing this for a long time, is taking care of your gear after it's done. You've got to get in there and you have to know your gear front and back. You have to know how to clean with Israel. A lot of people don't know what's going on there. Remember what happened when the Russian and Ukrainian war first started? I started giving you heads up and I was like, hey, they're moving blood banks to the front line. And I said, hey, they're moving the doctors and the nurses to the front line. And as soon as you started to see Russia start moving their assets to the front line, you knew that it was going to be gun time very soon. Well, here across the, I think I might have just lost service. Oh no, it's coming back here. So we see the exact same thing happening inside of Israel. They're moving all of their assets to the front line, buffering a bit. Let me see if I can take care of that here. Hold on. I got to get closer. You know, we are out. When I say we're in the sticks, I mean we are in the sticks kind of sticks. Tell me if that's a little bit better here. So we do have these things happening right now. How about that? That should be a little bit better. You know, we use Starlink out here in the middle of the woods, and if you get too far away from the router, well, you're not going to get anything. So Israel is moving their people, and you can see my attire. This is what we train in. We're not out here training in full tactical gear, guys. It's like 92 degrees out here in the sun. We're training in start marching, you little girls. We're training in some flip-flops and shorts with our AKs and just, you know, being ready. So I want you guys to know what's going on. I told you when Russia was moving against Ukraine, and right now we are seeing the exact same movements. We're seeing Israel move all their assets to the front line, and worse than that, we see the U.S. moving their assets over into the area. Hey, Jordan, how are you? You went to bed. So, Jordan, we play some Counter-Strike and some other games online together, but he went to bed last night before we had a chance to, but I hear you guys had some good games. Situational awareness is going to be very important in the next couple of months, knowing what's going on there. You have to forget all about what they're going to try to divide you with. And trust me, they are going to try to divide you. They're going to use the election process. They're going to use, political ideologies here in the USA. They're just going to use, no matter what's going on, to keep you focused away from what they are really doing. And what they're really doing is sending you to war. We're going to see a huge spike of inflation inside the USA. We're going to see shortages of supplies inside the USA. You should have your tactical shoes on all the time. Flip-flops are bad. Well, you know, I wouldn't want a gunfight in flip-flops. But if you can't gunfight barefoot, if you're always relying on something, you might find yourself in a difficult situation. I think it was either a book I read or a tactician that I was listening to said, if you're not prepared to fight naked, then you're going to be at a disadvantage. So that's what, devoid of everything, at your worst, kind of, just wake up out of bed, not expecting it, going to the mailbox. If you're not prepared to fight in that situation, you might be at a disadvantage. Tactical shoes, that's right. These are my Reef or Quicksilver Tactics. So if they're moving their assets, they're moving their people, they're moving their blood to the front lines of Israel, Lebanon, they're moving their heavy equipment to the front lines. They are starting to transition away from their fight against Hamas. They are really pushing for what's going to be a ground offensive. Now, I did reach out to a military analyst, and we talked about what they're seeing on the corporate side and the government side. And he's working in this sector for about 10 years. He gets paid by the government. He gets paid by these institutions that want to get his information and his algorithm to see what he thinks is going to happen. He said that, well, you have to watch their movements. Don't pay any attention to what they say they're going to do. If they say they're going to hit, they're not going to hit. If they say they're not going to hit, watch the F out. And that's kind of what we're starting to see. They're transitioning away from the fight against Hamas. The IDF is moving everything over to Lebanon. And the tactician said that they are expecting a huge missile strike, maybe even within hours, maybe even within days, but that you aren't going to see. And you can check back. I want you to start watching the news for this information. This one particular headline right now. They are going to launch a missile offensive soon, but the headline you need to watch out for is that they're not going to rush the major open conflict, the major war, until maybe mid-July. So that means you have what, 30 days? 30 days to get more ready than you are right now. So get into the store and buying some extra rice. I have a friend, Alex. Jordan knows Alex. Alex is he's going through a different time in his life right now. And he was talking to me about what he was eating. And I said, well, you know what? I want you to try these kind of like frugal at-home meals that you don't have to put all this money into. It's going to fill your stomach up. It's going to give you good, good nutrients. And he was like, what is that? And he actually, he didn't know what I was talking about cooking these very staple ingredients. So I sent him some stuff, and he's supposed to get it today. And I sent him some hints last night and said, you're about to get 48 pounds worth of stuff in the mail today. And he was like, 48 pounds? What are you sending me? He thought maybe I was sending him some, some soy sauce or something that he could spice up his plain rice with. But what can you guys do to get your pantry to the next level? Because if you only have 30 days, then you are at a window of opportunity right now. Not so much a window of like, oh crap, man, I only have 30 days. I'm not going to be ready. No, you're going to be ready because you're ready today. You have to be. You have no choice in it. Just like you drive down the road and you're ready for a car accident today, you have to be ready for a major event to happen tonight. It doesn't mean you're as ready as you can be. It doesn't mean you're at the peak level of preparedness with your Bill Gates style deep underground bunkers and your Jeff Bezos style private military. No, but you're as ready as you can be right now. But you have an opportunity of 30 days if what they're saying is right. If the visuals of us moving our military assets over into the Middle East are indicative of us going to war and backing up against Iran, backing up against the Taliban. The Taliban just said, we're going to give you as many soldiers, as many fighters as you want to defeat Israel. Iran said, we're going to give you as many people as you want. You can get Pascal. As many people as you want to get rid of Israel. Here, come here. I want them to see your shirt today. Kelly likes these kind of like garden shirts. Her shirt today, you got to really bend down. Says, let's root for each other. Has a bunch of rooting vegetables. She's going to start some barbecue chicken. Yes. So every other country that's going to go against Israel is ready to give up whatever they need to defeat that nation. America, whether you like it or not, is operated to a certain level by Israel. That means all of your military will go to war for Israel. All of your countrymen will be forced to fight for Israel. And last night we were talking to a couple of friends who are actively in military right now, actively in service. They are hearing what their upper echelon, what their leadership is saying, and that the next war is going to be the world war. And I'm talking about the war to end all wars, at least from America's perspective. We're on the end of our empire's ability to control the rest of the world. Husband of 20 years suddenly filed for divorce. 99% sure he's having an affair. We have 3 kids. That you do have to be ready. He's at any time. Smoked kielbasa tonight. No, barbecue chicken. Plain old Kraft barbecue sauce, chicken tenderloins on top of rice, a little butter, a little salt and pepper, plain Jane barbecue chicken, but it tastes good in my opinion. She did make these really outrageous cornbread honey butter cookies that we're putting in a Patreon card for everyone to see. I should just pick some strawberries from the garden. This is our first time ever doing strawberries.
Yep.
And what we have found is that the mice or whatever, the mice come out and they get the strawberries as soon as they go from just a little bit yellow into red.
Yep.
Something comes out there and eats them. They don't screw with our blackberries. They don't screw with our blueberries.
No.
Don't screw with our wash. Don't screw with our squash. They don't screw with the tomatoes.
Right.
Only these strawberries. It must just be because they're so naturally sweet.
Yes.
So congrats. We have another well that we're going to try and dig. Heading over to Brad's for dinner. Yeah, actually having a really big like community dinner, that'd be pretty fun because we used to do some big cooking for like dozens and dozens of people. Those big old cauldron style pots and just getting everything ready. That to me is fun. You know, we at our soul are supposed to enjoy good companionship around good meals in good health when we have it, and just kind of chipmunks. Yeah, you might be right on the chipmunks because our little cat, Sweetie Pie, our little cat over here, she out here kills chipmunks, probably 2 a week. So you're probably right on that. Paint them red and spray them. Don't make me hungry. Garden fabric wrap. You know, I thought about doing some fabric wrap. Maybe we'll invest in that, but how long is it good for? Is it going to be good for multiple seasons? Because if it's not, I don't want to waste the money. Put mesh on the strawberries. Okay, a lot of people are saying that, so maybe that's what we'll do. But guys, I don't want to take up too much of your day. I was out here training. I want you to know what's going on. And right now, the information that you need to know is that Israel is making some major moves against Lebanon. Maybe hours, maybe days, you'll start seeing a little bit of an increment. And then we're going to go from a little more to just a skyrocket if we continue on this path. So you have 30 days, if that's the case, to get prepared more than you are today. Stock your pantry, maybe get a couple another rounds of whatever type of ammunition you have, maybe a bow and arrow, I don't know, whatever you feel is in your need to prepare and get started with it. Thank you guys. From my family to yours, please stay safe. Much love from our side to yours. Just keep watching and good luck.